And hello there everyone, how are people doing this evening? I am the Random Genius, also known as TA Black, and welcome to Final Fantasy V. Widely considered one of the more favourites of the Final Fantasy games, and something I'm going to show to you guys over the next couple of months, because this is Final Fantasy V, but with a twist. What is that twist? Well, I'm going to be doing this with very specific jobs in mind. Those jobs being ones that get thrown our way via the all-seeing, all-knowing Gilgamot. Yes, this is Final Fantasy V Four Job Fiesta. However, I am not here to undertake this by myself. I have some other people here to hopefully be fine if I can actually get round to kicking them. 1 second.
Oh yes, I can consider myself kicked. Hello, hello, good evening.
Hello, welcome to the stream, Mr. MDK Marshall.
Hello, hello. In the bits and bytes, I'm not going to say flesh, but as much as I can be here on the old intertubes.
And also joining us from many, many leagues away, well, wherever he's come from this week, it's Mr. Vger. How are you today this evening?
Good evening, and I'm not quite sure where I am, so woo. It appears to be home.
Pick a hemisphere.
The right hemisphere.
Oh, that's good. I thought you were going to say the wrong one.
So, these two are going to be joining us for our very first foray into Final Fantasy V and the Four Job Fiesta. And if you want to know what the Fiesta is, well, just type !Fiesta in the chat and you'll find some more information there about what is precisely I'm doing this evening.
Unfortunately, not sponsored by Ford, but we're angling for this sponsorship, so if anyone's watching, Ian's Twitter account is in the description below. Please reach out and let's get a spot. Let's get talking.
And with that, let's actually start the game. So, first things first, people may see is that it's Final Fantasy V. It looks slightly different to what most people will normally think of it. Well, that's kind of because it is. You see, the only version of the game I could get was the Steam version.
So we're playing on a port.
We're playing on a port, specifically a mobile port for a PC, for a game that's over 20 years old.
So what you're telling us
Curious.
This has been through the ringer.
Yes, quite. As you will see, as you'll no doubt see, when we actually start the game. So, let's actually see what's going on. And, of course, we're going to be starting a new game, because why not? I'm not going to suddenly just drop in halfway through the story. That will not make much sense, really, would it?
No, we don't have New Game Plus unlocked, I see. Yeah, that's a shame.
And I am already confused.
You'll be...
So why could we resume?
If you click resume, I have no idea, because I've literally just booted this game up just to make sure that the controls work. I didn't save the game, I didn't do anything change, but suddenly it decided, you know what, let's resume the game.
Are we missing an X, and we're actually playing 50 and there's been checkpoints?
To be honest, I wouldn't mind running around in the giant Cadillac as in 15, but
Bart drives a car. Yeah, that's got a ring to it.
True, true. Also, hello there, Earth Hearts. I can see you in the chat. Hope you are doing well this evening. Anyway, let's start a new game.
That seems like a good place to start.
Well, I mean,
in the beginning, the universe was created.
Many people consider this to be a bad thing.
Exactly.
Highly overrated.
Why did we come down from the trees?
I think hammocks was the reason.
What, we fell out of them?
More than likely. Ah yes, that classic 8-bit noise combined with these graphics.
It's like nostalgia, but for the late 90s. Very
I'll take your word for it. I am a Final Fantasy noob this evening.
I have also actually never experienced Final Fantasy V. Could you explain the plot or the game as you would to a small, stupid child? Which will be easy because explaining it to me.
And me.
So, Final Fantasy V, as you see here, the King Typhoon is concerned that the wind is dropping. His daughter Lena is left to guard the castle, whilst he goes off to look for the wind crystal.
I mean, you can go to Tesco's and buy a 10-pack of beans, but wind crystal works as well, I suppose.
So,
well, we're off to a breezy start.
I can just hear the gales of laughter in the chat from this.
We're setting expectations low, right?
More or less, more or less.
Desperately tries to think of wind-based pun.
I'm sure one will blow in.
So, despite King Typhoon going over to try and find out what the wind crystal is, things are taking a bit of an odd turn.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, and this very dramatic thing is suddenly interrupted by Edgeworth.
So you're telling me that that's Edgeworth on that portal there? Edgeworth, how dare you seal the universe into a snow globe or something?
Well, that's why there's no wind if it's in a snow globe.
Anyway, thank you Star Trekker 86 for the follow.
Who? And I commend them on their good taste.
What in blazes?
Oh no, the crystal is shattered. Whatever will we do?
Oops.
I didn't do it. You can't prove anything.
So if you break a mirror, that's 7 years bad luck. What if you break an elemental crystal that powers the entire world? Is that like 12?
Depends on which Final Fantasy number you're on. Also, beware. Giant flying space potatoes.
Isn't there a religion around that?
You're thinking spaghetti.
Yeah, meatball, meteorite, mostly the same, right?
And
Same composition.
with the giant space potato flying down, it's up to our intrepid hero and his chocobo to go off and find out what is happening.
Oh, that'd be good if...
Oh, I know this bit. The chocobo is the giant bird thingy.
Congratulations, have yourself a hat and medal.
Josh would be proud.
7 to 14 working days.
Also, in the midst of all that text dump, thank you very much for the follow there, Earth Art. Hope you enjoy yourself and enjoy the madness. So, we now have control of this chocobo.
Assuming direct control.
There we go.
Can we make it fly?
Where's our splits? This is kind of the slowest speedrun I've ever seen.
Oh, believe me, this is going to get even slower. Because, truth be told, I've only played up to the fire crystal in this game. I've not finished it. So this is kind of the reason why I wanted to actually do this Fiesta, is to actually play through the game.
I see the problem. We're in a crossover with Golf with Friends. Someone didn't shout 4.
Vger, did you start bipping people again?
No.
There's no proof of that. Nothing that would hold up in court.
Exactly.
So, the chocobo...
You can't prove anything.
All I can prove is, look at these graphics.
They're optimized for mobile?
Yes.
They're optimized for something.
But not what we're playing it on.
Oh my lord, what are these creatures?
Well, these are goblins. Welcome to our first battle. For those who...
We appear to be...
So, Final Fantasy V... So, Final Fantasy V activates the standard turn-based battle system that you've seen before. If those who are familiar with Final Fantasy have seen many times before, but for those who haven't, basically each character has their own active time bar, and that time bar indicates how fast they take to perform their actions and to recharge. For this case, when it comes to their turn, we basically choose an action. Because we are of a job called Freelancer, we just hit the goblin.
Where's the option to request your bill? A client, pay me. Oh, I murdered the client. That's a bad freelancer. Clients can't pay you if they're dead. So, we've got crazy looking goblins with like great big dirty hands and look like unkempt and unwashed, but everybody waits their turn to punch each other. Are we in inner city Birmingham? It's a very British combat system, isn't it?
Well, the Japanese do like the British.
Right, now for the most important part, we get to name our main character.
Oh, what's the donation incentive for this?
I suggest Brian.
Oh, no, hang on, I didn't want to do that. Well, that's that.
Oh no!
Oh no! So, unfortunately, because for some reason it said, did you want to change the name? Yes. Excellent, you've set the name we've given you. Wonderful.
So we are called...
We are called Barts. The annoying thing is I wanted to call him Larry.
I mean, memory hacks, right? Just open a hex editor and go to town.
Yeah, easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, assuming I knew what half those words actually meant.
So yes, I did want to actually call him Larry because one of the translations of Final Fantasy V actually mistranslated Barts as Butts.
Shock.
Oh dear. That's an impressive oversight.
Yes, and of course, being the fan of random obscure visual novels I am, although technically not obscure, there's a person in a visual novel called Larry Butts from a series I love very dearly, which is the Ace Attorney series. So that was going to be my slight nod to it, but game says no.
Denied.
Denied.
I get a feeling we might sing a lot of that over the course of this run. So, Mr. Butts, what do you need?
Well, apparently there's mystical voices somewhere.
Woo. Kill them with fire?
Oh no, it's just someone that's drunk, never mind.
Ah, a friend.
Over there, so...
A friend is just an enemy you haven't met yet. Wait.
Exactly.
I do have to raise a question as to how this person managed to somehow survive a meteorite falling on them.
Well, I have to raise the question of how badly these textures are tiled. Look at that thing. That's some graphical artifacting going on there. In fact, I bet that this thing is nothing more than paper mache with just some crinkled old newspaper on the outside. Or pick it up and throw it in the sea if you want it.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Space potatoes are crate paper mache. Crate paper mache? Papier mache with crate paper. That's the ones I'm looking for.
Potato,
Okay.
potato.
I am just confused.
Oh, when did Solid Snake get here?
He does kind of look like a Big Boss in the promo picture. Yes, yeah, just needs an eye patch and someone singing a song to him whilst he's climbing up an interminably long ladder, and voila, Metal Gear Solid 6, Quare Eater.
Snake! Snake!
Sadly, no, he is Galoof, an old man who has lost his memory. So, we currently have Bart, aka Larry, the random guy who owns a chocobo, Lena, the princess who randomly was captured, and Galoof, old man.
I think you'd rather stay aloof from all this adventuring business, wouldn't you?
Well, it's not my choice.
very sorry. I have to go and get kidnapped again. Why
Quite.
is she out here?
Well,
What is she doing?
she's going to the Wind Shrine, which is basically where the Wind Crystal was that you saw shattered a bit earlier.
So where are we in relation to the Wind Shrine? Close.
Somewhere between 0 and infinity miles away.
It is
Or
in
the length of the game away?
If there was a takeaway there, could I get Just Eat from where we are now?
I don't think Ubers work in this universe.
Well, there's a business opportunity there, then, isn't there?
And here we go, reluctant hero, reluctantly heroing by being a reluctant hero.
Reluctantly crouched at the starting line. Engines pumping and thumping in time. You'll have clearly never heard Cake. It's a good song.
I'm not
And
arguing
we're back.
against that.
So, despite Bart saying that I do not want to follow these, I'm going to follow these.
I think I'm going to make the wild guess here and say that you don't have any other possible paths open to you, do you?
No, I have something in here. And the game crashed. Wonderful.
Oh, we can create Larry Butts now, so that's not nothing.
Well, what has this taught us? We cannot do it. We need to do this in a single session without a tea break.
So, breaking a marathon strat.
You planned this ahead.